treachery, backstabbing, murder. Emmy-winning The Traitors is back for an all-new season.
Here we go again.
Join me for the ultimate game of survival, where making it to the end is a matter of life and death.
This game is torturous.
I can feel my blood pressure rise.
If you carry on with that cocky attitude, you might get yourself in trouble.
Oh, I've missed this.
The Traitors, streaming now, only on Peacock.
Are you looking for a partner that truly gets digital? At Herd at Marketing, we were born digital. It's not just what we do, it's who we are. From cutting-edge AI solutions to innovative advertising strategies, we lead our clients into the future with technologies that deliver real, measurable results. With over 15 years of lasting partnerships, we're proud to help businesses achieve their goals and maximize ROI every step of the way. If you're ready to take your marketing to the next level, visit herdatmarketing.com today. Herd at Marketing, where digital meets results.
I knew it. Another Herd at Media production.
Good morning, Shantel.
Good morning, Roxanne.
Happy Friday.
Is it? No, today's Thursday, girl.
Oh, no, I'm publishing this Friday morning.
Oh, okay. I'm like, it's Thursday. We still have 2 more work days right now, and I'm dreading it. You guys, why is January the longest? I know everyone complains and says that, but like this week has been so long for me.
Try being due the end of the month in January. I thought I almost was going to kill myself.
Yeah, for your first baby too.
Yeah, it really is the longest month ever. I don't understand it. It's like the hype of Christmas, and I don't know. I feel like the New Year, people think you have this high energy, but you don't. So I don't know.
Because you like New Year is a fake, like not fake holiday. It's a real holiday, but it's like not meant to be on January 1st. Like there was this TikTok I was watching, and it's not supposed to be in the first. It's supposed to be around springtime, and that's when you feel like energized and ready to do some new changes.
I love that.
Well,
I love that those are the type of things that you watch, and I'm watching the I'm watching Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix. Like that's what I watch. And
is there a new one that came out?
Yeah, it just came out.
Oh my God, I love Jerry Springer, so I can't wait to see this.
Chantel was that unhinged kid with the immigrant mom who let her watch Jerry Springer at like 2 years old, which is so concerning.
Are you the father?
Yeah, no, that's Maury, Chantel.
Oh, which one? But Jerry Springer was the one that they fought over, like over like boyfriends, right? Yeah. I watched them all.
Well, you guys really loved our podcast with us breaking down this legal war between Blake and Justin. And so many of you have been just as passionate. So hey to my passionate cousins. You guys want us to continue with all the updates that go on. And there's already been so many updates. Chantel's like, how can there be updates after that? I'm like, dude, there's so many more updates. So I appreciate that you guys were just as passionate. So in your face, Chantel.
No, I thought it was gonna be good, and I'm so proud of what you did. I love when you're activated, and I love when you're passionate. So, like, yeah, kudos to you.
Okay,
wow. Man, you guys, like, you guys, a lot of you guys made it to the end, so you guys really were into it because. I mean, maybe because I was just sitting here listening, and it was going and going and going, and it was all interesting.
It's so interesting, Chantel.
I just said it was interesting to me too. Like it was when she's like talking about it, and I'm like listening about it, and
I just don't think you anticipated that it would be that long. Whereas in our listeners can see how long an episode's going to be.
Yeah,
you didn't anticipate that, and that's why you were like, "When is this going to end?"
So my husband, like the other day or yesterday, I was like, "Yeah, I have to do another podcast." He's like, "Is this going to be 2.5 hours?" And I'm like, "No." That was like the only time like we've had a 2.5 hour episode.
And you guys, that was my favorite podcast to do. Like those are the type of podcasts that I love doing are things like that, where I am passionate, whatever, the world we're all, into. And I know it has nothing to do with us, but we're all involved and we all have input and opinion. Those are my favorite to do. So a lot of you guys were like, can you guys step out of just doing Real Housewives and do pop culture and things that happen? And I was like, I live for that. And we're all kind of in that. I think all of us, where we all align is that we're in that cancel celebrity culture thing, not actually cancel them, but we just don't care about celebrities. We feel like they're all out of touch. And so it's interesting to talk about things that happen because it's so not the real world.
Yeah, no, I'm interested in that too. Like from that point, like from that lens, is that like, when there's something crazy happening and like there's like a bad celebrity, it's like, yeah, let's dive deep and see what's happening over there.
Yeah.
Like I
So
don't care to like when people are like, let's talk about pop culture, like I don't care to say like talk about like, oh, hot topics of like, oh, Selena Gomez is engaged, like what do you think about that?
no,
Like,
not
yeah.
that. I'm talking about, like, for example, we were watching an award show and Demi Moore went up to, I think it was Elle Fanning, and she was saying hi to her, and she completely ignored Kylie Jenner, and it was so
No,
awkward.
she went to go say hi to her like Timmy Chalamet, like Kylie's boyfriend.
Well, but she did say hi to him, but when she went to say hi to Elle, Kylie was looking
In
at
the
her and
middle.
yeah, trying to get her attention. So those type of things are interesting to talk about because it's like how awkward, because we would all die in that situation, where we're like, oh my gosh, hey, and they're not looking at you and, you feel uncomfortable. So those are the type of things I like talking about.
Yeah.
Because I think about what I would do in that situation and I would probably melt. So there's that. But on today's episode, so much has happened since our last, which again is crazy, where videos have come out. Justin Baldoni's attorney has come out and fought back to what Blake Lively's attorney went out and said. So they both have came out and made statements since the lawsuit. So we're going to go into that. We're going to go into other things that I didn't touch on. It's not going to be 2 hours, so don't worry, Shantel. But we do have some updates. So I'm excited. So following Justin Baldoni suing the New York Times, revealing that the texts were edited, taken out of context, emojis removed, majority of people are now against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. More things just keep coming out. And for a second, before his lawsuit, we talked about this. I saw so many people churn. She was really feeling herself. She had all her friends and family members speak out. They were getting semi-good comments, but that all changed as soon as Justin Baldoni's lawsuit came out. So on Monday, January 6th, Blake Lively's legal team told People in a statement that her serious claims of sexual harassment and retaliation are backed by concrete facts. And they said, this is not a feud arising from creative differences or a he said, she said situation. As alleged in Miss Lively's complaint, and as we will prove in litigation, Wayfarer Studios and its associates engage in unlawful Miss Lively for simply trying to protect herself and others on a film set. And their response to the lawsuit has been to launch more attacks against Miss Lively since her filing. The statement continued, sexual harassment are illegal in every workplace in every industry. A classic tactic to distract from allegations of this type of misconduct is to blame the victim by suggesting that they invited the conduct, brought it to themselves, misunderstood the intentions, or even lied, the team wrote. Another classic tactic is to reverse the victim and offender and suggest that the offender is actually the victim. These concepts normalize allegations of serious misconduct. Most importantly, media statements are not a defense to Miss Lively's legal claims. We will continue to prosecute her claims in federal court where the rule of law determines who prevails, not hyperbole and threats.
Wow. So they're gonna take this. Like because I kept telling you, like I was like, I'm just shook that they're not dropping it or just trying to settle. Like they're taking it. They're gonna take it to court, is what it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, because she did end up filing a lawsuit, and I think their side is seeing that Justin Baldoni's attorney is going on every single, he went on Megyn Kelly, he went on TMZ, he went on a few other talk shows, and he said, just wait. He literally said, we're building a website with every single receipt document that you could think of. So I think they can't back down after that, Shantel, because then it would look like she made this up. And imagine making up a sexual harassment claim. But then you got to think about the fact that this girl, was at this point when all this happened, very hated, everything. Yeah.
You know what I was thinking, like, okay, like let's say she really was feeling uncomfortable, but like for you to make the claim of sexual harassment is and then what we've learned after, like what she's claiming is sexual harassment is that's like where it's like out of touch, and that's like why everyone is going crazy.
Yeah, and I do feel like there have been times that she might have been uncomfortable. We can all agree to that.
And then maybe other people have too on that set. So then she took that and ran with it or something.
Yes, but I just constantly think about the relationship that Justin Baldoni had with Colleen Hoover prior to Blake Lively coming in the picture. And it was so beautiful. The relationship was so beautiful. And then Blake Lively comes and that person that feeds negativity in people's head. That is where I feel like Blake Lively is, based on what we read on part 1 and part 2. So please don't come at us and say that we're not believing women. Go and listen to why we
you have to listen to the full.
Listen to why we think we do. At the end of the day, we all know that this world, once the Me Too movement came, it opened a lot of doors, and it opened necessary doors because a lot of people didn't believe women. But there were some women, like an Amber Heard, who took advantage of that and said, oh, this happened or that happened, and assume that we'd all believe them. And it's not about a woman-man thing. It's about a people thing. And so I think that because when you're so hated, if you bring up sexual harassment, it's the one thing that tugs our hearts where we're like, oh my gosh, that's super serious. And I think that's where she went. I don't think she would have done all the things that she's done since if she really was sexually harassed. And again, if we're wrong, we'll absolutely own it.
Wait,
but I do think
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, didn't she then turn her lawsuit not from sexual harassment to another, what was the term? Like they dropped
like mental distress and
so like what is it? Like what are you going for right now? Or is it sexual harassment or is it the other one?
What I find crazy is that they're still saying that Justin Baldoni is behind people disagreeing with Blake Lively. And after reading both cases, we disagree with Blake Lively. If I was a juror, I would say, oh no, and I would side with Justin Baldoni. I'm not getting paid by him. I don't even know his camp. Many of you agreed after listening to our last 2 episodes that they would feel the same way. So we're all normal people. Why are we blaming this on Justin and his team?
Yeah, that's just like the easy way to go. Like that, like that's classic. Like we've seen it on our end, like all the time. Like people like, you're getting paid by so and so. It's like just because we have an opinion, we side with someone, they automatically want to say you're getting paid, and it's weird.
I hate that more than anything.
Who's getting paid, guys? Who is getting paid? So I can find out how they are getting paid by these people.
Right.
I would like to know the taxes of how you get payment.
Yeah, that's such a silly thing to say. It really is. Because when you have a different opinion from me, I'm not assuming it's because you're getting paid. I'm just assuming that's just your thought process. That's just your opinion. And that's how it should be. We're allowed to think differently. Now let's talk Justin Baldoni's attorney. He has a lot to say. And to me, someone would never be talking this way unless they are very confident. So after everything, after, Blake Lively's attorney statement, Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, he's almost done finalizing Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Blake Lively because they're being very strategic. They're not going to put it out unless everything is perfect, everything is on there. He says, we're releasing all of the evidence, which will show a pattern of bullying and threats to take over the movie. None of this will come as a surprise because consistent with her past behavior, Blake Lively used other people to communicate those threats and bully her way to get whatever she wanted. We have all the receipts and more. It's all going to be based on evidence, and it's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, and documents that prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process of takeover of the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin Baldoni.
I'm curious, like what they're going to charge her, like what they're going to come at her with.
Yeah,
because they can't say like, oh, I'm suing you for sexual harassment. Like they can't. There's gonna have to be like another legal term for it.
Yeah,
like whatever is like whatever is like not in the law or something.
Well, I think maybe defamation or saying all this stuff about him doing these things, him being behind these campaign smears and constantly accusing him of it. When she was doing the same thing, TMZ actually was speaking to Justin Baldoni's attorney, and he's like, both sides did it. But here's the thing, Justin Baldoni never came out and said, oh, I'm going to sue you because you did it and I didn't do it. It was Blake who did that after everyone kind of forgot about it. And she did it as soon as This Is Us hit Netflix. So she is trying to make sure that this movie is a fail, because a lot of people are like, I'm not going to watch this film then because of Blake Lively. But it's like, you should still watch the film because, it's Justin Baldoni's film and it's, he still makes money if you watch it. So the success is very important because they spent a lot of money on this movie. So Brian says, Justin's attorney says, they are going to sue Blake into oblivion and announce Ryan Reynolds for sure will be getting sued as well. And speaking of Ryan Reynolds, I saw another Deadpool clip of him being the character where he mocks Justin Baldoni. And in the last scene, you see Lady Pool. Lady Pool is played by Blake Lively, killing Nice Pool. And guess what? They made the background while she's killing him.
What?
A flower shop.
Oh.
So here's what Justin Baldoni's attorney is responding to that. He says, What I make of that is if your wife is sexually harassed, you don't make fun of Justin Baldoni. You don't make fun of the situation. You take it very seriously. You file HR complaints. You raise the issue and you follow a legal process. What you don't do is mock the person and turn it into a joke. There's no question that Nice Pool relates to Justin. Anybody that watched that, the hair bun, the comment about the pregnancy, it's pretty obvious what's being done. But again, if someone is seriously sexually harassed, you don't make fun of it. It's a serious issue.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, I think right there, that tells you everything. And that's a valid case. So you're not going to go ahead and do that and make it a mockery. It sounds like Ryan Reynolds and Blake got very annoyed of Justin Baldoni, but it's not, I don't think that
How did one guy irk you that much and make you it's like it was like a 6-month process for you because you got in at that time. How did that happen for you that where you guys were dying over here?
Well,
What were you guys so mad about? Was it because there was not not a lot of movies happening that you guys were so bored and now you guys are so zoned
Ryan
into
was filming Deadpool during that time too. So I don't think it's that. I think it's, when Chanel, have you ever had someone in your life, if you go look at Justin Baldoni's page, directors aren't typically this active on TikTok and Instagram, but everything is for a cause. And when there's someone who's too good and you're a Ryan Reynolds and you're a shitty person or you're a clown and you have bad days or you whatever, Ryan doesn't have the best reputation and he sees a Justin Baldoni, he's a hater. He's his hater. So I just feel like they took advantage of someone who they felt was extra or too nice or a joke in their eyes and they got annoyed of him. That's what I think. I don't know. That's just my theory in it, but I'm not sure. So in our last episode, we spoke about TJ Miller from Deadpool and what he said about Ryan. And I don't know if I said if it really is TJ Miller. Yeah, it is TJ Miller. And so we spoke about TJ Miller and what he said about Ryan. And TJ played Weasel in the first 2 Deadpool films. I don't think we end up getting the exact quote, but Miller said that Reynolds was horrifically mean to him, while filming a scene in Deadpool 2, Miller says that Reynolds said, what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you do just enough exposition that it's funny. And then when we can leave and get back to the real movie. And then Miller also said that he would not work with Reynolds ever again and called it a really weird moment. So he's putting him down and he's basically saying, you're not a star. You're just there to be semi-funny. And Ryan did end up reaching out to him after TJ Miller came out and said that, but TJ never returned to Deadpool after that.
It's so crazy because in life, this is why you have to be a nice person to everybody because in the moment that you need people to come out and say no, that doesn't sound like their character, these are the moments. So it's so many people probably can come out right now and have so many stories of just them not being nice people to them. And it's not a good look. It's just not.
Okay, that's not all. You're going to die about this. According to Tim, who directed the first movie of Deadpool, Reynolds' possessiveness drove him to leave the franchise. In a recent interview with KCRW, Miller explained how creative differences with the film star led to this eventual departure from the series. He said, it became clear that Ryan wanted to be in control of the franchise. You can work that way as a director quite successfully, but I can't. I don't mind having a debate, but if I can't win, I don't want to play. And I don't think you can negotiate every creative decision. There's too many to make. So Ryan's the face of the franchise, and he was the most important component of that by far. So if he decides he wants to control it, then he's going to control it.
Wow. So that's kind of what's happening in that movie. Yeah, exactly. It's like they know their power and they know what they bring. So they're you know what? No, if I'm going to be the star and you guys need me so much, I'm going to have my demands and you guys better follow it.
Well, I feel like Ryan Reynolds.
There needs to be laws. I feel like after this, there's going to be such laws and whatever movie guild or whatever it is, about the relationship between director, producer, director, actor, it's kind of crazy.
To protect the director too, and even protect the actor.
To protect the film, because that's what ultimately it is. It's that, they make all these empty threats to you spend millions and millions on a movie. And so you're left but to say okay because you're so scared. You're so scared to lose that.
Well, I feel like Ryan Reynolds definitely gave Blake Lively the confidence to be this way because for a director to leave a successful franchise like Deadpool and say it's because of Ryan Reynolds. He ran me out, the way he tried to take over the movie. And now Justin Baldoni is saying the same thing about Blake Lively. These two are definitely a problem. And I don't think Blake would have acted like this if she didn't have the confidence from Ryan Reynolds. I don't know, though.
No, I don't think so either.
Martha Stewart, who was also Ryan Reynolds' neighbor, said Ryan Reynolds is not funny in real life and that he's very serious. She added he can act funny, but he isn't funny. Something else that I didn't know until recently is that I found out that Blake Lively said she was sexually harassed in 2017 by a makeup artist who filmed her while she slept. Did you know that?
No.
So I saw it was published on October 12th, 2017. I want to go into it. So Lively, at the time she was 30, revealed her terrifying experience with sexual harassment allegedly at the hands of a makeup artist. And she told the Los Angeles Times, he was saying things inappropriately, insisting on putting my lipstick on with his finger. I was sleeping one night on location. I woke up and he was filming me. I was clothed, but it was very terrifying thing to do. Lively 30 said she told producers about the issue, but that nothing happened after she spoke out. Instead, the mother of two claims she was approached about a different incident, this time about her dog pooping behind a toilet in her dressing room. The actress said producers told her this is very serious and we can't have this happen again. She took her sexual harassment complaints to a lawyer, which opened up an investigation that caused the makeup artist to be removed from the project, she told the LA Times. Despite his removal, Blake said it doesn't prevent him from working in the industry. Our unit production manager wrote him a letter of recommendation because nobody wanted there to be bad blood, Blake said. On Tuesday, Blake had spoken out on this was when the Harvey Weinstein stuff happened. And she said, that was never my experience with Harvey in any way whatsoever. And I think that if people heard those stories, I do believe in humanity enough to think that this wouldn't have just continued. I just never heard any stories like this. I never heard anything specific, but it's devastating to hear. So Blake Lively at this moment is defending the Harvey Weinstein stuff, saying that this stuff would not continue. But we see that Blake Lively filed a lawsuit or hired an attorney in 2017 saying that this makeup artist, was having sexual harassment against her because he took a video of her while she was sleeping, clothed. And, if that happened before, then how could it continue the second time? Why wouldn't you get right in front of it immediately? That's what I don't understand here.
I think it's all a game. Sometimes not a game, but like it's all about documentation at that point, maybe just to say like, okay, I need to do this just in case. I don't know. It's weird.
Exactly. So you go straight into HR immediately as it happens. That's the whole point. If this happened to you before, then why would it continue? Why would you go on set and you're feeling so uncomfortable and you go through the entire thing and you never once go to HR? In fact, you have your husband berate him instead when you know that that's not the protocol. You are saying that you went to producers. They did nothing about it. They did nothing about this guy filming a video of you while you were sleeping clothed, but you had to hire an attorney for something to be done. So why not go and do that for this situation?
When you're in the movie, exactly.
It makes no sense. Why would you put yourself through that again? And here you are talking about Harvey Weinstein, and you're saying, I just don't understand how it would continue if this was true. Okay.
Well, let's speak to all the victims.
Yeah. So she's also stood up for Woody Allen, which is really scary. And that
I think sometimes like it's because like you don't want to be put yourself in the middle, and when you're in that industry, like you don't comment. So then you don't comment.
But
exactly. But like it's like your experiences. Yeah, you just say. Yeah, it's kind of hard though, because like if I had such a good experience with someone and then they're asking me, it's like that's your experience with them,
I don't know. I guess if 20 women came out about a man and they had solid proof, I'm definitely not commenting on it.
Yeah, I would definitely say no comment too, but
yeah, I would not comment on it no matter what. Now his attorney.
Wow, it's a lot for sure.
Yeah. Now his attorney also released a clip and that I want to play because it's very important and it's absolutely heartbreaking. I don't think we played it, right, Shantel?
No.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Let's do it again.
One of the most beautiful nights of my life, career-wise. I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour. I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast. We started laughing because of the ridiculousness of this whole thing. And I realized, like, on a night that was supposed to be so materialistically joyful, I was in the basement with the people that I love the most, and we were all joyful and laughing.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum, built for business by American Express.
It's not. We're in this business because we're artists and we believe in what we do. And I believe that will follow each of us, and that truth will prevent one of the most beautiful nights.
So, okay. So that clip, he had sent a voice note to one of the editors. And so now we're seeing videos of the premiere. When we look back at Justin Baldoni's Instagram or his TikTok during the premiere, you can see they're in a basement. And do you want to know what the most heartbreaking part of this is, Shantel?
What?
There's this woman named Gabby. Her her TikTok Instagram name is Gabby Warrior Queen. She was so positive. I actually was crying looking through her TikTok, and she made a video, and her bucket list was to meet Justin Baldoni. She had cancer, and Justin saw that. And do you know what he did? When he saw that, he brought her and her partner to the premiere of It Ends With Us, and he made her feel so good. I recommend you watch her videos. And Gabby went to the premiere smiling ear to ear while Justin made her feel like $1,000,000 following the premiere. Gabby even spoke on why she chose Justin Baldoni as her bucket list. And I think this is very telling. So she wrote, "Why did I choose Justin to meet on my bucket list? He's inspired me to keep fighting. He's pushed me within his films to not give up on myself. Meeting him, his beautiful wife, Emily, and his family, so real, so kind, so genuine. They were so human. Justin's team took amazing care of Frank and I. Last night, this moment was everything. This night was to only celebrate Justin and his movie, It Ends With Us. And instead, he took a moment to celebrate me and my husband, singing one of my favorite songs by Andy Grammer. Justin held my hand, sang the song with me. And at that moment, this past year and a half of fighting was worth it. I hope when you see my story, you see God's work. Don't ever give up on yourself, no matter the circumstances. To everyone who supports me, I love you and thank you. I hope you all get the chance to watch It Ends With Us. It's a beautiful, meaningful movie that truly will impact those battling with domestic abuse." And then you see the video of him singing to her, and she's just so happy. And Gabby the Warrior Queen, she passed away.
Aww.
And yeah. And if you go to Justin's page to see his beautiful tribute to Gabby, you'll see how he invited her to the premiere. And now that we know what we know, it makes you feel sick to know that they had to go in the basement to watch the premiere because it's what Blake Lively demanded. So you see her in the basement, and to know Gabby died seeing this or having this moment, I'm glad that she had this moment, but that she was in a basement because of Blake Lively's pride, it just broke my heart.
It's just crazy that like they had to do that. And like, you know, it sucks because like when I do see pictures now of like Justin on the red carpet of that movie, like he finally got up and to take pictures on that carpet, like you could tell he was off. Like it was not a happy moment for him.
You guys, I was crying at every single moment. Like whenever anyone asked me a question about Blake and Colleen, I would just start crying, and I would be raging. I would be mad.
I think I wouldn't even show up.
But it was his baby. And
I know. I'm happy he did. I'm happy he didn't let his pride or, you know, people defeat him in that, because a lot of people would have just given up and just say, I'm out of it, and just like walked away.
Yeah. Another thing that makes you scratch your head a little is that Blake Lively, she seems like a serious person where I'd be scared to say anything in front of her because she might take it the wrong way. But she does this interview and she says, quote, "My birthday cakes always have a little bit of a sense of humor. For my baby, I just did a giant set of tits, which I feel like will haunt him for the rest of his life. But what do they know at 1? Like he can't declare what he wants." So she's telling BBC on the radio this, and the interviewer is laughing. But imagine for 1 minute if Justin Baldoni told them this story and how she would react. So it's okay for Blake Lively to say things like this, but if Justin Baldoni said anything like this, imagine how Blake would spin that.
Yeah, like they her and her husband have such a dark humor and like
exactly
like nude humor and funny humor. So it's like out of all people, it's like you can't pick up on if someone's like, you know, is just saying something or if that's sexual harassment. Like I'm sure a lot of things that have came out of your guys' mouth is questionable. And it's like a little scary. And it's like a little like, oh, why would you say that?
Exactly. We all know Ryan Reynolds. We all know that Ryan Reynolds is from the Van Wilder days. We know he's said some shitty things, like, let's be real, some inappropriate things. And here's Blake Lively saying something inappropriate, but I just had to think for a second, man, if Justin was saying this to Blake as a joke, she would be like, why are you telling me this? This is super inappropriate. And that's the shit, like, I cannot F with. Like, that's the shit where it's like, girl, bye, just go. And people are asking, why is Blake doing this? A lot of people, and Chantel, even on the last episode, you kept saying, I don't understand why Blake is doing this. And some are saying it's for the rights to the It Ends With Us movie. But literally at this point, It Ends With Us is done, okay? There is no movie. No one would watch it. So I don't think after all of this, Blake is going to sit here and be like, I'm going to, and maybe you know what it is, Chantel? Maybe because she lost it. Maybe because she now knows that she will never have that movie. I don't know. There's no way that this film will ever be made after all of this. There's just no way.
Yeah, no. And like, it's crazy because, like, you know, Justin Baldoni's character is really not in it, like the second book. So she's probably really fighting for it.
Yeah. And well, but he has the rights to it. So he would have directed it. Do you know at the end of the movie where it says credits? You know, where, like, you know, it has all the names. So it says Blake Lively. You never see this in credits from the actress. It says Blake Lively wants to thank, and then it was a list of 30 names, including Bradley Cooper, family members from Ryan Reynolds, her family, Colleen Hoover's family, random names that I didn't know. Like, this is her movie. And she demanded that would go on the credits.
Well, she was marked as a producer from the beginning, right?
Producers don't do that. Producers don't have that right. No producers do this at all.
Yeah, you guys, she literally thought this was her movie. Like, that was her goal. She said, this is gonna be my movie. I'm gonna make sure it's my movie. Like, she did that.
So she took over.
Well, clearly it makes sense because it was her cut, and like, she gets to tell the editors what to do.
So exactly, she took over this movie, hijacked everything, and then she
threatened to have this movie, like to take over this movie, and there's proof of that.
Yeah, it's just, I am so interested, you guys. The day that it comes out, where Justin, because they're opening a website, they're going to put everything on there. I cannot wait to touch on this. But for me, when it comes to all of this, it's the fact that Justin stayed quiet, being mistreated until she started the slander and the lawsuit. It's the fact that we now see all that he went through, what was taken away from him, the fact that he no longer had control of his passion project. He couldn't see the edits. She was firing people. He was berated by Ryan Reynolds, and still he stayed quiet about the mistreatment. He still praised Blake Lively and Colleen Hoover. He still follows them on Instagram. And it's like, we're all watching this man, whether you've watched him for years or even in the last year. And this is genuinely an amazing guy who cares about women, who's fought for women. And this is a guy that we're going to choose to go after. The way the crew, people, fans, anyone who has ever interacted with Justin has vouched for him. This is something that no one could fake. He's not faking this. A narcissist can't fake these things. So he's not any of that. And he stayed quiet and allowed himself to get mistreated to protect this movie.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, it really is a shitty thing. And I just hope justice gets served here. I'm so passionate about this. I'm so hyped up about this because I just think about, okay, if this was one of my kids, girl or boy, and they were going through this, and they were actually genuinely a really good person. No one's ever said a bad thing. That's something you can't fake, dude. Whenever those people, like narcissists, try to be nice, they don't go above and beyond to like sit there and do things for other people, put people first, let people walk all over them. That's not a narcissist. A narcissist is basically everything that Blake Lively has portrayed. That's what a narcissist is. So I am super curious to see what happens. I wanted to give you guys some updates because you guys were all in on our part 1 and part 2. So definitely those are the updates so far. It is we're recording this Thursday, January 9th. So there might be things that come out after, but as of now, I dived into what else we've missed, and that's all the things that we've missed. And hopefully we can put the puzzles together for you guys. Let us know what's
going to be crazy is that like this process is going to take like years, like a whole year, probably, like to get into the court. It's just going to be a long ride if it does make it to the court system and like inside a trial.
And I do think that it is going to go to the court system because there's no way she could back down from it now.
But you can settle. Like if he sues,
you can, but I don't think she can. I just don't think she will.
I feel like she might, in the sense of like where they'll be like, okay, you have to keep this private. You just sign this, you have to sign that, and then like no one can like know what happened, and we just know they settled.
And I hope that's not the case. I hope that he doesn't do that. I hope if it's to a point where she's asking for him to keep things private and they'll settle, I hope he doesn't do that, because that goes to show you that he won and you should let it be out there. But of course, who wants to be involved in a lawsuit? It's so easy for people to say lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit.
Yeah, exactly. Like no one wants to like deal with, like he's already been dealing with this for a long time. And it's like, you want to keep dragging it out, or you want it to end.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think. I love the feedback you guys gave us. Obviously, I'm so excited about that because it's something that we did different. And I like that we did something different and it kind of worked. So let us know what you guys think about it. And we hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for supporting us and following us on this. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.